Go.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. If you're in the United States or East Coast or Europe or whatever, and if you're in Australia and Asia, thank you for being up so late or so early in the morning to be with us. Today is Friday. What is the date? I don't even know what the date is. I can't tell right now. But I wanted to. I want to. It's August 28th, is what it is. So we are live. This is not a recording, if anyone's asking. And we're going to jump right in and get a bunch of stuff done. Can you guys hear me okay? Jean-Luc says there's no voice. Chris, can you hear me okay? Can everybody hear me okay? Just do me a favor, pop in the chat as we move
Yeah,
forward.
I can hear you. Okay, I think John Luke couldn't hear you because we didn't start the broadcast yet.
Okay. Everybody else, would you chop in the pat? Jean-Luc says now it's okay. All right, you guys. Listen, the chat is here for you, and I need for you to play and participate with us today in the chat because that's how we're going to get to communicate. And I got a bunch of things and questions to ask you. Okay, great. Thanks, Christina. So yeah, I want you guys to actually participate in the chat with us. That's going to give you maximum value. Fair enough? So that's good. Just pop in the chat and say yes, because I do need to have all of you playing today. Uh, it will be much to your advantage. Okay, so I'm seeing a bunch of yeses, but I see a number of you that have not yet said yes, like Roger and W and Jim and Grant and Doug. So I'm watching you guys. So come back into here. All right, there we go. So John Luke says fair enough in all caps. Excellent. So today, here's what we're going to do. We're going to talk. We're going to share with you about. Uh oh, I have the wrong presentation here. I have the wrong presentation sitting up here. Ha 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 ha. You guys give me 1 second here. I launched the wrong presentation. Let me just quickly go into PowerPoint and fix this. So let's see, File, Open Recent. Let's try this one. Let's see if this is the right one. Something weird happened within my computer. File, Open Recent, Macintosh HD. Let's try this. Here we go. Okay, that's fantastic. All right, sorry about that, everybody. The same opening slide. So what we're going to do is we're going to share with you how to create a high profit, positive cash flow digital investment empire without creating a website, without creating content, without creating product, without any technical knowledge at all. The bottom line is I want you to be able to retire in 18 months or less. Fair enough? That's what you're here for. Pop in the chat and give me a big yes. That's what I'm here to share with you. All right. So just pop in the chat. Okay. No. Yes. Great. Excellent. It's not Google. It's me in this case. And by the way, just as an FYI, we are all about lifestyle here. So today I'm coming to you from Cape Cod. I'm actually sitting outside on the back patio of the guest house I'm staying at. So if you hear some ambient noise or whatever, it's because I'm actually outside in the hopefully under in the shade here. So my goal for you today is to walk away knowing the strategies you'll want to implement immediately to create a dependable, positive cash flow business within the next 6 weeks. Within the next 6 weeks, and not have to create content, build a website, or get new customers. Okay, that's the whole concept, and it's really going to be the fast, easy button for you, so that you can move forward in your business and in your life. Okay, plain and simple. That's what I'm looking for you. So I want you to walk away with those strategies. Whoops, here we go. So let's see if I can get these slides to continue. Okay, so first of all, for housekeeping, this time is for you today, so I want to make the most of it. That means if you got cell phones or whatever that are distracting, put them in the silent or the vibrate position. Give yourself a break. I want you to have the best opportunity you can to actually generate some results from today. So please do that if you would. Um, okay, next. I'm going to ask you. Oh, by the way, the other thing is I want to make sure that you're actually participating in the chat. That's going to take and make things easier. And it looks like I'm not going to be able to go access the chat again, Chris. I lost my mouse again for some reason. It's on the second display, and I don't want to mess with it here. So not quite sure how we're gonna make this sucker work. So
Hey,
Chris.
Ken, did you change slides? Because I still see the one that says how to.
Uh-oh,
Do you see it?
I didn't unfreeze it. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can figure out how to do this now. Give me one
All
second.
right.
Give me 1 second and see if I can do this. I need to get my mouse back. I'm glad at least it's frozen. Give me 1 second, you guys. We have a little. I have the second display that we've been using, and the second display seems to have taken over my mouse, and so it's becoming a bit of a problem. And I got to get my mouse working here. Here we go. Okay, screen sharing, show my screen. Fantastic. And now let me go ahead and put it back up again. Okay, now you can see my screen okay? Now you guys can see my screen. Say, what type of person are you?
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, great. All right. I still don't have a mouse, but at least I can proceed with the presentation. So so I can't even see who's on right now. So Chris is in as me because my GoToWebinar seems to like to clone me. So in the chat, Chris will be talking directly with you, and he'll pop in and if there's questions I need to address along the way, he'll pop in and also pass along your feedback. So again, my apologies, you guys, but I want to press on here and get moving. We have a lot to do, and I want to value your time and acknowledge you. So we work with people that fit a specific category. I want you to be people that are results oriented, not excuse oriented. Results oriented people focus on pain and problems and drama, and they consider themselves victims. They don't stand up for what is really important. Results people just get stuff done. They're like my Nike people. They say it may be difficult but possible. They focus on end results, see possibilities, and make things happen. They run from people that are toxic. So if you are on the right-hand side of the screen, you're in the right place. If you're on the left-hand side of the screen, I invite you to go do something else this afternoon, because at the end of the day, I like to work with people that take action. How many people here in this room right now are action takers? People that are committed, right? Now, the thing is, you're here and it's Friday afternoon, and I respect that, and that says something about you already. But I want to be sure that you actually follow through with the things that you learn and the things that you do. And listen, I know that plenty of times the stuff that you're learning, and it becomes great thought, but never turns into action. Today is about action, and today is really about short circuiting the time frame to able to get you into action. Okay, so we're going to cover a whole ton of stuff, and quite frankly, at the end of the presentation, I'm going to give you an invitation to move forward with us if you want to play in the big leagues and the big games. But in order to do that, I've got to make a deal with you, and that is this: if I give you great content, to have your permission to actually spend a few minutes and share with you exactly how you can proceed and take that next step. If that sounds fair, pop a yes in the chat box. Remember, it's all up to you, because obviously you can click off if you want to. But I'm not going to do that unless really I do give you the great value that I plan to give you, and you can move forward. So if that's cool with you, we're going to press on. And so thank you guys for playing. Chris is giving me thumbs up in Skype. So that's great. All right. So by the way, when you stick around to the end, I've got a free bonus for you. Um, I've got for you. I'm going to make sure that what we do is we give you the slides to this presentation, and we'll give you the link for that. So you don't have to worry about taking a whole ton of notes. There will be some notes you'll want to take, but we're going to give you all the slides that you're seeing today in this presentation, and we'll have them available for you to you for download. So don't worry about taking a ton of notes. All right. So cool. So what makes this different? It's really different today because this is really about capitalizing on existing results, not having to start from scratch, but actually taking advantage of things that already exist. And that's huge for you. Let me ask you this question, and Chris, monitor the answers to this one. For you guys, how long have you been trying to make your internet business work? How long? 6 months, a year, 3 years, 5 years? And by the way, there's no answer. We can keep you anonymous. But let's take a look at how long you've been actually trying to get your internet business created to the point that you really want it to be, to the point where the cash flow is what you wanted it to be. How long have you been playing in that game so far? What's everybody saying, Chris?
I see too long. Uh,
Too
six
long?
months.
Yeah.
A few years. Few months. Uh, side like a side job for their own job right now.
Okay. So
So it's just been running about a year. Yeah.
okay. So we got anywhere from 2 months to too long, right? Well, let me ask you the next question. How much money approximately have you put into your training, your education, your business setup, into that investment, if you will, of that digital business? How much money have you spent on that digital business so far in that 2 months to too long time frame? Just ballpark. I mean, I don't need it to the penny, but within the nearest few $1,000s, how much money have you invested in that business so far? What are we seeing now?
A lot of too much. See, $1,000. About a few hundred to a few thousand.
Okay, and that's not a surprise, you guys. It's not a surprise. I mean, I can tell you right now that I have invested in my digital businesses, oh my gosh, in excess of probably $100,000. And I can't give you a spreadsheet of that off the top of my head, but from the trainings I've been to, the travel to get to those trainings, which are in the thousands of dollars, the all the different things I bought and not used, and if you can relate to that, just pop a big yes in the chat. All right. So the point is this: for all the time, the energy, and the effort that we've all put into our businesses, and you've all put into your businesses, what kind of return have you gotten? For the most part, most of you so far have not achieved the results you want, right? So you've got all the time and energy invested in it, and you're not there. Today, what makes today different is you're going to learn how to create results virtually overnight, and you'll see why and how in just a few minutes. But first, if you're not familiar with me, real quickly, I want to share with you just a little bit. For the past 30 plus years, I've trained thousands of people to make millions of dollars in real estate, investments, and in business. And I'm kind of coming full circle. I began in real estate, and what you're going to be looking at today, people tend to consider as being digital real estate. And you'll see why in just a couple minutes. I've created and managed multi-million-dollar projects internationally. I consult now on business development and finance with people from all over the globe. And I'm the founder and executive director of the Institute for Totalpreneurship, where we help entrepreneurs become totalpreneurs because totalpreneurs have it all. And the tiger you see here is people think it's my pet tiger. It really isn't. But the tiger is a live tiger. It does eat meat, and he's located up in Chiang Mai, Thailand. So when you come visit me in Thailand, we'll go up and we'll get your picture taken with the tiger as well. It is totally an unforgettable experience. Part of my lifestyle and part of the fun of my lifestyle is being able to hang out with some really super cool people, like the former U.S. ambassador to Thailand and the Malaysian ambassador, who's my next door neighbor, actually. She lives right behind me. And my friend Laura Betterly and Mr. Blue Blocker and Andy Jenkins and Frank Hearn and so on, and all sorts of luminaries. And this is not about being sophisticated and, oh boy, what great friends I've got. The important thing is that if you want to grow your business, it makes more sense to hang out with people that are successful than hang out with people that aren't successful. That's why I wanted you on the right side of that screen a few minutes ago, right? You've got to hang out with people that you can emulate and be like, so you can actually build that lifestyle that you want. And this is the whole idea. So right now I'm on Cape Cod, taking a few days. But the picture on the upper left-hand side of the screen was me in Nepal. I trekked a couple of years ago with my mom, who was at that time was 79 years old. And we trekked up into the mountains, 3,000 meters high, which is pretty significant. My mom is my biggest inspiration right now. She's 81 years old and she travels the world. I'm back in the States for a couple of weeks. And I said to my mom, who lives in Miami, I said, Mom, I'll come visit. She goes, I won't be there. I said, what do you mean? She said, I'll be in Vietnam. Come visit me. So this is the kind of person that I learn from. I want you to be able to have the same kind of learning experience as well. Wouldn't that be cool? So wouldn't it be great to be able to hang out with people and be in that lifestyle with people that are doing so well that you just can't help but succeed because it just rubs off? And that's where I want you to be. Okay, now listen, I've done a lot of things right and I've done a lot of things wrong over the years. Okay, and we all have. So for right now, forgive yourself. Okay, the fact is you're still here, you're still kicking, and you're still in the game. So the fact that you're here, that's great for you. Okay, what I have learned after the past 30 plus years is that I have failed more often than I've succeeded. You got to keep getting up. I've lost millions, and I kid you not, millions of dollars. And I've been bankrupt, not just once, but twice, because I couldn't get it right the first time. Okay, and I had a heart attack, which was stress related. Now you're looking at me about to climb 62 flights on this picture here to the top of the Banyan Tree Hotel in Bangkok. Okay, now you can choose to climb the hard way or the easy way. I tend to learn the hard way. How many of my hard way people are here? How many people learn the hard way? Yeah, my people, right? Well, today you're going to get the shortcut. You're going to get the easy button. Because quite frankly, what you and I have experienced as we began our digital businesses is this. Dealing with cash flow, traffic, time, outsourcing, sales funnels, giant failure rates, relationships with our family and our business and so on. All that kind of madness is enough to make you scream. Now, this slide you're seeing right now is a infographic of just what a startup internet business has to deal with on a regular basis, and it is enough to overwhelm you. And in fact, this is what life tends to look like. Rich Sheffer made that slide for me a number of years ago, and it really does describe things, as we're all experiencing. It's time we made a shift. So wouldn't it be great if we could just move the finish line closer? Well, yes, I made that 62-story flight, and in fact, I've done it for a few years in a row. And as I get older, my time actually gets better. Okay, so bottom line is this. There's usually an easier way. There's usually a faster way. And if you want success, it's absolutely going to be up to you. Not anybody else, but you. You've got to make that decision. And at the end of the day, it's you. If you can't win if you don't play. McDonald's said that years ago in one of their contests. And it's true. You can't get what you want unless you actually put in and play. Those of you that are starting, fantastic. Starting is great. But the bad news is that 90% of all businesses, of all startups rather, they fail. 90%. So the odds are stacked against all of you unless you know the better, faster, easier way. And that's what it's all about. So what's today all about? Plain and simple. It's all about becoming a digital investor, okay? Creating your own digital investment empire. And it basically means that you're going to shortcut the success rate by investing, by buying into a business that already has a track record of success, that already has the history, that already has the customers, that already has the traffic. So all you need to do is run it. All you need to do is capitalize on the advantages that it has. If you already have an existing business, then adding a digital business to it will allow you to multiply your success overnight. That's the whole idea. Okay, think about it this way. If you want to grow flowers, you can do the old way, which is to buy seeds. And this is my favorite flower in the world, impatiens. And in the old days, I would buy my seeds and I would put them into little cups and grow them. This is 6 weeks, by the way, of what happens after 6 weeks. Well, I don't know about you, but I want flowers. I don't want to have little cups of stuff in my living room. So today, the faster way is to go run down to your local Home Depot if you're in the States or Canada, or your local garden shop, wherever you happen to be, and go buy yourself a few flats of flowers. Plant them, and that afternoon, you've got a garden.
Hey, Ken, we lost sound.
Uh-oh. You lost sound again? Can you hear me? Chris, can you hear me? Chris? Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Let's see what's going on here. Can you hear me? Can you see my slides? Oops. Guys, hello? Uh-oh. Chris? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hi, puppy. 1, 2, 3. Chris, can you hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Let's see what's going on here. Chris? Hello? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Talk. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we got it back.
You got it back? Okay, I hear you now.
You might have to start with the flower analogy again.
Okay, sorry, you guys. Welcome to technology here in Cape Cod. Thank God we have my iPhone and Skype so that Chris can still continue with me. So thanks for sticking around. Bottom line is this: if you want to grow flowers, you can go ahead and you can go get seeds and grow them this way and wait and wait and wait, or you can just go buy them already made for you, put them in the ground, and you're done. If you want to take it into an even bigger level, if you're a parent and you can't create your own child for whatever reasons that you've got, at the end of the day, you can adopt. It's the same idea. We're going to adopt a business. And by the way, it's exactly what the big guys do too. Apple buys businesses. They bought Beats just recently for $1 billion. Disney and Pixar. Apple and Zappos, Facebook and WhatsApp, Google and YouTube, and everything else that they've been doing lately. The bottom line is that businesses are buying businesses left and right. They've been doing it since the beginning of time, and you can play this game too. Why are they buying other businesses? They buy their businesses to buy customers, to buy technology, to take control of competition, and on and on and on. It's how they grow faster. It's how they grow faster. So the big question is, what can you do? What can you do to grow faster as well? That's the big thing. I want you to think differently. Now, if you're thinking about, wait a minute, but these are websites. What do websites don't have? They're not concrete. Well, think about this for a minute. Uber is the world's largest taxi company right now, and they own no vehicles. Facebook is humongous. They don't own any content. Alibaba is the most valuable retailer. They have no inventory. Okay, Airbnb has more hotel rooms in New York City than all the hotels in New York combined. Okay, that's the new technology. That's the new framework of business these days, you guys. So the bottom line is that we need to step up and play. In fact, the fastest growing retailer online right now is not Amazon, if you think about it. It's not. It's Urban Outfitters. Urban Outfitters, which began as a brick and mortar company, has now gone digital, and they're the fastest growing retailer out there because they've embraced the technology. We got to do the exact same thing. So do you guys want the easy way that gets you cash flow right now without the painful learning curve and time investment? If you do, pop in the chat and say yes. If you want the easy way that gets you cash flow right now without the painful learning curve and time investment, pop in the chat and give me a big yes, because that's where we're headed. Guys, listen, in the past 30 days, we've looked at sites ranging from $350, and actually I looked at one yesterday for $277 to $2.6 million. And by the way, we didn't plan on using any of our own cash to buy a single one of them. How would you like to be able to buy a business and buy your cash flow and buy your customers without having to use a penny of your own money? If that appeals to you, pop in the chat and give me a big yes, me too, because that's what we're going to do today. That's what you'll learn how to do. Now listen, results are not typical. I got to do this to make the attorneys happy, because I'm going to walk you through some specific strategies and systems that are earning great results right now for people all over the globe. But remember, the average person makes zero. They do nothing. They do nothing, okay? And then they whine about why there's no results. So that's the average person. Bottom line is, I don't want you to be average, and I'm going to show you exactly what's working for our partners and students. If you're just one of those get-rich-quick folks that blame, get out of here, right? This is not for those folks. This is for the people that are actually willing to step up, take some accountability, and be a professional. In other words, play a bigger game, okay? So if you're ready to roll, I'm going to share with you the 3 secrets of this business. Are you ready? Are you ready? The 3 top secrets. Here we go. Thanks, Chris, for that Skype message. I appreciate it. Okay, here we go. So secret number 1, they're easy to find, evaluate, and buy. And by the way, you'll be amazed at the cool stuff you can get yourself involved in. Second secret is you don't have to run them yourself. In fact, you probably shouldn't run it yourself, because I'd rather be at the beach. And by the way, after we finish this webinar, I will be going to the beach. Okay, that's where I want you guys to be too. Secret number 3, you get instant momentum the moment you own that business, and leverage so you can grow it fast, faster than you can grow your current business right now. Little tweaks can open up huge doors of opportunity for you. Okay, so let's dive in deep right now. Okay, they're easy to find, evaluate, and buy, and you'll be amazed at the cool stuff you can be involved in. Holy moly. When you're looking for digital business, there's a few ways to go. You can go to the largest digital business site online, which is flippa.com, F-L-I-P-P-A. Remember, I'm going to give you all the slides at the end of this presentation, so don't worry about jotting all these things down. When you get to Flippa, you want to go to the area right up at the top, right below the logo. You see where it says Established Sites? You want to look for the established sites, because you want to look for sites that are at least 2 years old. Brand new sites aren't going to do you a lot of good because they're still startup. Sites that have at least 2 years of track record, have some staying power because they've proven their business model, and you can see trends. You can't see a trend of the business at 6 months old. You just don't know whether it's going to survive or not. So you want something that's at least 2 years old. Okay. Now there's a lot of competition on Flippa, but guess what? There's a lot of great stuff there. Flippa has over 1.5 million sites available for sale. So I got to tell you that the vast majority of them you don't want anything to do with. And you'll learn how to find the good ones, how to negotiate them, how to get them at the right price so you're getting them below market. You'll learn those strategies. That's important. But the bottom line is most of them there are not for you. And do not, I repeat, do not be buying a domain name at flippa.com. That's not what you need. You're looking for a business that throws off benefits to you, and you'll look at the benefits. We'll go through them in just a few minutes. Okay, so you can go to flippa.com, and there's other websites as well, but we like Flippa. It's the biggest and the best. Or you can go to a website broker. Websitebroker.com is one of them. Websiteproperties.com, EmpireFlippers.com. We work with a number of different brokers from across the globe, and they can really help you a lot, because they like a real estate broker for finding a house. What they can do for you is separate the good from the bad. Now, you will pay more when you use a broker, but the time value of your money may dictate that a better deal will come from that, and then you'll end up making more money as well. So don't discount using a broker. I love working with brokers. It makes my life a lot easier. So you can do both, and you'll learn how to use both when we play together, okay? So let me ask you guys a question. Get ready. Here comes. What's the most important asset to a thriving business? What is the most important asset to your thriving business? Now, Wayne, Chris, you can pop in what they're saying. I wish I had my mouse back. Okay, so what's everybody saying? What's the most important asset to a thriving business?
I see traffic, cash flow, reputation from Jim, traffic and authority from Jean-Luc.
Okay.
Yeah. Email addresses from Monica.
Monica's getting close. The answer, you guys, is your list. It's your list, and ultimately turning into a customer list. Because if you have the list, if you have the clients, you have the customers, it will turn into cash flow. Okay, it's the list that is the lifeblood of your business. Okay, so that's really going to be your bottom line. How can we then build our list? Think about this for a second. When you start looking at some of the sexiest email headlines and things that appeal to internet marketers, you're looking at the equivalent of how to get six-pack abs. That's what every cover of combination of Cosmo and Men's Health and so on. It's all about the sexiness of your life, six-pack abs, or how to find them and keep them, and all those sexy things. For us as internet marketers, it's how to get traffic, right? It's all about how to get traffic, which then would generate into customers and into sales. So what we want to do is we want to build that business and build that list. How about if we could build a list overnight and gain over 37,000 active users? Would you guys like to do that? 37,000 brand new people on your list that are yours, not anybody else's, but exclusively yours. Not someone's going to mail for you to 37,000 people, but actually in your database, 37,000 people that are yours. Who wants that? Who wants that? Well, my friends, you can have that. This is something I found on Flip a few weeks ago. ExtensionDefender.com, a browser extension with 37,000 active users. 37,000 active users. They would be yours overnight. Now, let me ask you a question. If you were in a business that would relate to people that are using technology and that are using Chrome extensions, okay, what would that be worth to you? In fact, let me ask you this. Generally speaking, if you were to buy a list of people, what is the value of a list? When a list is sold, what's the value of a list? And let's just use the 37,000 number. So a 37,000 person list, what's the value of that? Anybody have any ideas? What are people saying? The value of that 37,000 person list. What would you pay for a 37,000 person list?
I see someone says
In your niche, by the way.
$1,000.
$1,000, okay.
$1,000, $10,000.
$10,000.
So they got it. James got it right at dollar per, so 37,000.
Yep, $1 per name. Generally, it's $1 per name per month is what the average going rate will be for a list. Well, guys, get a load of this. This actual business, Extension Defender, was for sale at Flippa. $2,000 opening bid. Buy it right now for $7,500. Now, I haven't tracked that auction to know what happened with it because it wasn't my niche. But bottom line, would you pay $7,500 for those of you that would pay $10,000 or more, right? That's a heck of a deal. Now, guys, this website makes no money. Look at it, makes $100 in like AdSense revenue. So you're not buying it for the money, for the cash flow. You're buying it for the list. Now, you could take that business and you might be able to offer a premium membership level for maybe like $1 a month or something. If you did and got a couple thousand people signing up and taking it, well, it's a couple $1,000s a month of instant cash flow. I mean, I would look at that as an opportunity. But moreover, you would use that list and market other things to that list and monetize the heck out of it. Instant business, instant cash flow if it served your marketplace. That's just one thing you can do automatically. And it's your list. Guess what? You can go ahead and you can rent that list out to other people and turn that into a complete cash flow business from day one as well. People want to be marketing other lists. This is huge. Great opportunity. That's just one of them. MrPoll.com. I pulled this a couple days ago. 300,000 registered users. Actually, 300,000 plus registered users. 1.9 million page views. Okay, the opening price on that one, $8,500. Okay, now it'll go for more. But guess what? That's okay. With 300,000 registered users, can you imagine what that means to you? So that's something that, now understand, monthly revenue, we're not looking at revenue. $348 for this one, don't care. We'll look at other sites for revenue and buy on that. But I want you to get the idea of how you can immediately grow your business overnight, instantly. How many of you guys like this so far? How many are seeing the potential and how you can take your current business and explode it? And if you're struggling or if you're just getting started, maybe put that business on the shelf and take advantage of what somebody else has already built for you. This business, by the way, is about 7 years old. So there's history here. And you now have a 7-year-old business. Think about this. Can you go to the bank and get a bank loan on a business that's 7 years old? There's history. You're not a startup anymore. You actually have a reputation because you bought into that. Huge, huge opportunity. Here's howmed.net. Okay, this is 5 years old. Okay, $277, you guys. $277. This one you can buy just for the assets. 1,000 original articles by doctors. By doctors. How about that? If you have anything to do with the medical business, this could be gigantic for you. It's like buying PLR for nothing. You would buy private label rights stuff written by virtual assistants that have just looked stuff up on Google, or now you've got 1,000 articles by real MDs that were created by a doctor over the past 5 years as a hobby for himself. This is the best deal ever if you're in that business, you see? So the cool things you can get involved in are overwhelming. Think about how you can leverage this for yourself. Think about the possibilities. If you have anything to do with health, everybody should be buying this. Everybody should be buying this. I mean, it's just huge. In fact, guess what? Think about it. Here's a business opportunity for you. You buy this business for $277 or $377 or whatever it goes for, right? Take those articles and resell them as private label rights stuff. you can make a fortune because now you're the medical resource of 1,000 original articles. You can sell article packs for all day long, and every internet marketer will buy them who's in that niche. So think about that as opportunity. Let's keep going. This is a site that actually someone really bought. And it's someone that we happen to know. Okay, her name is Bernie. She, at the time that we took the screenshot, this was $23,000, bringing in a revenue of $4,600. Not too shabby. A blog site. Now this site ultimately sold for $28,000. Here's the numbers. This will excite you. You're going to get excited about this. Okay, she bought it for $28,000. The net income on this was $4,645. Now I want to make something clear. Your net income is going to be an average net income. Most of your businesses will have some sort of seasonality to it, whether the summer gets light or busy, whether Christmas gets busy or not. A lot of people do more in Christmas, but some of them, like back to school businesses, will do great this time of year. So you want to just understand that you will have some ebbs and flows of your cash flow. Bottom line, though, is the annual net income is over $55,000. If you spent 28 grand to buy the business and got $56,000 back, you have doubled your money in 1 year. That's a 200% rate of return. Pretty great, right? How many of you love this? I got one word for you. Wow. Okay, when I started seeing the possibilities there, it blew my mind. So first part of the secret is that they're easy to find, and they are. There's tons of great ones out there. What you got to do is you have to decide how you're going to buy them, why you want them, what the purpose is, and then we'll capitalize on that. This gets super exciting, but we're not done. We're just getting warmed up. You ready? Here's more. Now we're going to evaluate these sites and see what makes sense. We're going to do what's called due diligence. This is really important, and it's something that you've got to make sure that you do. This is what's going to protect you and make sure you buy the right business that's perfect for you and that you don't make mistakes. Because if you go to flippa.com, for example, and you buy something because it sounds sexy, and you buy the wrong thing, you've thrown money away. Just like buying a wrong house or buying the wrong car or anything else. So I want to make sure you're completely protected and you buy them right. So let's look at our due diligence. We want to make sure that we verify that the traffic that they represent is accurate, number one. We also want to verify that the traffic is consistent or going up. The traffic's going down. Why? Why? There may be a very good reason for it, but we still need to know the why. In fact, you'll probably end up asking why they're selling the business. And people usually ask me that question, and the answer is generally the same as why people sell real estate. They're selling it because they're bored, they're selling it because they're getting married, they're getting divorced, they're having a kid, they're moving, whatever, and really the question ultimately doesn't matter, but when you hear the answer, it'll give you an indication of how honest the seller is. If it's a BS answer, you'll know it. If it's a truthful answer, where they'll admit that they didn't run it properly or whatever, or they're just bored with it, that gives you a little bit more insight as to how the seller is going to be to work with, right? So number one is traffic. Number two, check for recent changes. I want to make sure that the site you bought or that you're buying is the same site that's been operating for the past few years, and it's been consistent. So you'll learn how to do that. Next, we're going to verify the ownership of the property. Just like you're buying a house, and you would do in the U.S., we call them title searches, you'll get a title report on the property. So the property in this case is the business, and that's easy by just doing a who is search. And if it comes up as a private registration, then just make sure that the seller actually shows you live online how he or she gets into cPanel and gets into the site itself, which is another way of showing that they have access and they've got control of the business. Okay, so there's ways to handle that. You want to verify the income. Clearly want to verify the income. And that's going to be looking at their Google AdSense account. That's going to be taking a look at their merchant accounts. And you want to track that through with what their representations are. Track the sales as well as what their actual revenue is. Look at their bank statements. And again, we'll show you how to do it so you can't be scammed. Okay, because there's ways and strategies that will eliminate the Photoshop of income statements, which of course you've all seen before. And then we want to verify the content. What do I mean? Well, number one, let's say we were buying the medical site. Well, I want to make sure that those 1,000 articles are not all over the web. Okay, that they're not that the doctor didn't clone his site and sell it 14 different times to 14 different people, buying that content as their very own. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I want to make sure that it's not plagiarized stuff, that it's actually original material. That's important. So you'll learn how to do all those pieces so you can buy safely. And there's a whole lot more that we'll check, but those are the top 5 that I want you to look at. So it's going to be a lot easier than you think when you know how. Okay, and we'll guide you through that whole process. So let me ask you a question. if we're going to go to say flippa.com and start looking for some sites, because I can sense the excitement going on here with you guys right now, let me ask you a question. What do you think the average price of a website on Flippa sells for? Now you've got sites ranging all over the gamut, but what do you think the average price of a site sold on Flippa is? Just pop in the chat. Let's see how close you guys can get. What do you think the average price is? Sale price. Any guesses? Chris, what's everybody saying?
Christina says $100. I see James again says $10,000. That's a lot. And then I see a few people. Let's see down the list: $1,000, a couple hundred, couple thousand.
Okay, so we're all over the gamut. You will be probably surprised to learn.
17,643.
and we have a winner. I like specifics. And we have a winner. Average sale price about $1,200 rather, not $12,000, $1,200, which means, you guys, that every single one of you should have the ability to use your credit card to buy a website. I mean, honestly, $1,200, every single one of you should be able to buy a website at Flippa, whether it's $277 like the one I showed you earlier, or even $12,000. Okay, $1,200 average sale price. 1.5 million listings right now. Even if only 10% of them are the ones we want, that's 150,000 potential listings that we can go through and potentially buy. Now, I will tell you, there's some serious things you want to make sure you do, and we'll guide you through them, of course, but I want to make sure that you don't get emotionally involved, that you buy things because they make sense, not because it's just sexy. Because if you're into the sexy site, you're going to find that you may be disappointed because you're buying from emotion rather than from groundedness. So we'll walk you through how to do it so you're making the right decision and what you're doing is actually taking you forward and prosperous. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. Now, question, you guys. You want to see how the numbers play out, how it can make a whole bunch of sense for you? Let me show you how the numbers walk out because it's super cool. Let's just say that we look for a business right now that's $25,000. I'm just using that as a round number. Of course, what you do will be different, whether you're buying a small one or not. But I'm going to tell you that if you bought that site for $277, the amount of work that you're going to do to research it, do the due diligence, and run that website will be identical to what you do for the $25,000 site. Same amount of work. Same amount of work. So the bigger you can go, the more I'm going to recommend that. Now, when I buy a business, I want to be sure that the yield that it gets, the income it brings in, is going to be anywhere between 30 to 50%. Okay, and we're seeing the numbers changing right now because the market is growing. So you're starting to see the yields drop a little bit, which is why now is absolutely the time we got to play before everyone jumps in. Again, more and more people are hearing about this. So if we're doing a 50% rate of return, that's $12,500 a year or $1,040 a month coming in, 50% rate of return. Now, you're probably going saying, wait a minute, Ken, but I don't have $25,000. How am I going to do this deal, right? And some of you do. That's great. You can pony it up. But wouldn't it be better to leverage that and do even better? So let's take a look at the power of leverage in this business. So here we go. The cash flow on this property, on this digital property, is $1,040 a month, $25,000 a year. How about if we tied into our credit card or credit cards, right, and accessed our lines of credit? And that would be $563 a month approximately. And if you go to some of the website credit scoring sites, it'll actually compute for you what your payment would be on that, which is what I did here. Okay, so if 1,040 is coming in and 563 is going out, it means you've got a net profit of $477 a month, or over $5,700 each year. And how much of your own money is involved in this, you guys? How much cash is involved? Zero. You've got no money invested in this deal at all, but you're making nearly $6,000 a year. Can you think you could see an opportunity here? Can you see yourself doing any of this right now? I mean, this is the most exciting thing for me because now you're operating as an investor. Yes, you've got a business bringing in money, but now you're doing this from a completely different mindset. It's an investment business that you're in, and that's how the big guys play. Okay, what would this mean to you? What would it mean if you could create an extra $1,000 a month in your life right now? What would change? Would you feel a lot more secure knowing that you've got income that's consistent and steady? Would you feel a lot more proud of your business because now you can go into a cocktail party and say you've got a business? Someone asks, what do you do? Well, I invest in digital businesses. We've been in business for over 7 years. If you bought that 7-year-old site, you can say that, right? And you will be the life of that party. People will come over to you and will not stop talking to you because you are in the sexiest business in the room. Okay, because you now have the business with cash flow, history, track record. Okay, you're not a newbie anymore. Listen, you guys, you're no longer a struggling newbie when you have a business that's 2 years old. you have a track record of success. So where do I get the money? Where do I get the money? Well, bottom line is, let's show you the money. All right. The way we find the money can be the easiest thing ever. First of all, you have savings. You can tap into your savings. But I love credit cards. Credit cards have always been great to me. Okay. You can always get a loan as well. We're looking at testing the waters on some bank loans right now because they're still learning the digital business. But one of my favorites is investors, because I got to tell you, you guys, there's people out there that have money sitting in their bank accounts, for example, that are earning zero, zero, zero money, right? You know what banks are paying right now. So if you can show an investor a way to get 10, 15, 20% return on their money, they will jump in and give you the cash if you invest it for them. When I first bought my real estate years ago, I had just come out of my first bankruptcy. I was broke. I was in serious economic trouble. I found an investor who believed in me. We found a property together. The deal was that I found it, negotiated it, closed it, rehabbed it, took care of it, ran it, and then we sold the property. We'd split the profit. And that's exactly what we did. He got a great return on his money. He did no work. He was completely passive, and I did all the work and got paid. It was tremendous. And that's how I recommend you consider doing it as well when you play with investors. You can pick up a piece of the action and you have no money invested at all. Okay. Or you can also get financing from the seller as well. On a bigger deal, when we do deals of $100,000 or more, the seller in most cases will actually participate in the transaction too, as long as they get some cash up front. So you can look at that. But here's my favorite way. You ready? My favorite way is this. If you're in the US and Canada, you can use your IRA, your Roth, your 401k, your RRSP, your defined benefit plan. Any of those plans that are out there where your money is set up in retirement money can serve you immediately. Okay, and we'll show you exactly how to do that because the key to success, in my view, is to leverage the money that's sitting there tax-free. And what that means is that money that you're now getting involved in, that you're using, that money grows in a tax advantageous scenario. In other words, it grows tax-free until you pull it out. That's pretty giant, pretty giant. And if you're thinking about working with investors, that's the best way to get investors in to work with you. Okay, so we're going to have a whole module in our course of working with investors specifically for this reason, because that's where the money is, and it's incredible. The sky's the limit. So that's the first secret. Secret number two is you don't have to run it yourself. And frankly, I don't want you to run it yourself. Why should you not run the business? Well, maybe you're too busy. If you have a full life, maybe you shouldn't be running this business, right? Secondly, you're too scared, or you want to have fun instead. This isn't fun for you. You don't want another job. Okay, you don't have the knowledge. And when I say you don't have the knowledge, if you had a medical site, for example, or better yet, let's use another example. Let's say that you had a site on how to teach people guitar. Well, if you don't play the guitar, you probably shouldn't be teaching people how to play the guitar. So you should outsource that function, joint venture with some guitar teachers, and have them do the teaching, and you actually structure the actual offers that are made. So if you don't have the knowledge, let other people take care of that. Guys, there are people that can do it better than you, probably, right? So let them run the business. You outsource it, and you take a different look on things. In fact, let me share with you someone that I look up to. Okay, anybody know who this is? Who is this? Who is this guy? Okay, this, of course, is Sir Richard Branson. Branson's worth I don't know how many billions of dollars. But do you think Branson actually works in his business, or do you think he works on his business? Branson's job really is to be the brand ambassador for Virgin. Branson does not spin the records at Virgin Records. He does not fly the airplanes at Virgin Atlantic. Okay, he leverages things with partners. I've met his partner at Virgin Active, super cool guy, and they're partners. And he runs that business. Richard does not. Now, I will tell you that there are times when Richard does work in the business. There he is, being a flight attendant. But that's because as a brand ambassador, he lost a bet with the president of Air Asia. And that was a great promotion for everybody. Everyone had a great time. Bottom line, you guys, is you're supposed to be working on your business, not in your business. You're an investor now. And that's how you grow. That's how you build and have fun. And that's how you can be at the beach. That's how you can, if you're in a training business like I am, you can do a training sitting here in the backyard and then go to the beach as soon as you're done and have that lifestyle that you want. Think about it this way. I want you to be the conductor of your own orchestra. See, the conductor of the orchestra doesn't play the instruments. The conductor tells people what to do, as you see here, and the people behind him are the audience who paid to be there, paid a salary, made them rich, and they're there to applaud and have fun. So what you're going to do is you're going to be the person that decides what gets done, have other people do it for you, and you get paid. Isn't that fantastic? You are the conductor of your orchestra. You should not be playing the instruments, you guys. People tend to do that way too much, and that's why you've been smaller than you should be. play the bigger game. How many want to play a bigger game? Let me see your hands. Just pop in the chat. Give me I do, I do. Okay, who wants to play that bigger game? Because this is what it's about for you. Okay, of course, it's Skyping me. Everyone's raising their hands. That's great. Okay, so that's the beauty. I wish I could actually see you guys and see your name. So I apologize for that, but my mouse is stuck on the other iPad screen. So anyway, let's continue on here. How do you find the people in your orchestra? Well, you go to Fiverr.com, one of my favorite places in the world. And don't poo-poo Fiverr. Fiverr is amazing. I use Fiverr to find video editors for me. We've got video animations that are done. They do transcriptions for me. There's a whole technology side in Fiverr right now. You can get so much done in Fiverr. It's pretty amazing. So consider using Fiverr. Also, you can go to Odesk, which is now called Upwork. And you can find all sorts of people to work with you on projects. You can hire full-time people from there as well. I also post and hire people full-time overseas from the Philippines. I got people that work with me in Malaysia, work people in New York City, as a matter of fact, where Chris is right now. So we have people from all over the globe. You can do the same thing. One of the things I like is working with a company called 123 Employee, which I'll encourage you to consider using. My friend Davin Michaels owns it. But they're one of the largest outsourcing companies in the Philippines, and they're all trained in their offices to do social media, Facebook, and so on. So they're already pre-trained. And that's the cool thing, because now you don't have to train people from zero. And that's really important. So it allows you to have a team that works with you 24/7, and you don't have to do the work. Again, I want you to be the orchestra leader, right? So I got a question for you guys. Who would like a team of well-trained VAs to help grow your empire? Who would like to have a team of well-trained virtual assistants grow your empire? Give me a big yes. Okay, guess what? When you buy the business, the owner of that business is number one, going to train you. We'll teach you how to negotiate that. They'll train you and your team, number one. Number two, depending on the size of the business, you may be able to take over the staff that already exists, so that you don't have any transition really at all, other than the fact that you're just going to transfer the business over. And again, we'll take you through the process of doing all that. But you no longer have to look for anybody, because you can take over the existing team that will operate it for you. Think about this. When Apple bought Beats, do you think that they hired everybody else new? No, they just left the entire management team in place because they knew what they were doing. So you'll do the exact same thing. Okay? So guys, third secret. You now have momentum and leverage, so you can grow it fast. It means that little hacks can make a big difference, because now you're in a position where you can use all the tools that you bought over the years. You can do your split testing. You can do, excuse me, all the different things you wanted to do. So let's take you through some of the little hacks that we like to do immediately. First one is looking at your lists. We found a number of different businesses where the lists just haven't been monitored. The lists haven't been mailed to. So if you find a business that has a list of, say, 10,000 people on it, and it hasn't been properly mailed to, now you can go ahead and you contact them and start monetizing it. Huge opportunity. Next is to add a webinar funnel. We love webinars. Clearly, you're on one with us right now too, right? But if you start adding webinars and adding webinar funnels to the business, it's a great way to build rapport with your clients, but also a huge way to make money. So we look at webinars. We look at joint ventures with other websites. A lot of these businesses do not have any clue how to run joint venture businesses and how to actually work together. So we immediately go and look at joint venturing, because when we work with another website, our business can improve by 20 to 30%. We add additional products. A lot of businesses I've seen have very few products available for sale, or none. A lot of these businesses just have AdSense only, and that's passive. I want you to have something that's more active. So adding products and services, adding upsells. If they're selling products, a lot of these people are not doing anything on the upsell side. You always want to have an upsell. Always want to have some kind of an upsell. And you'll be surprised at how simple and easy it is. And it doesn't even have to be your own product. So you want to absolutely look at that as well. Adding viral components. So many of these businesses do not use social media. You've got to do that. And again, that's one of the things that we like to do with every one of our new businesses. Little hacks. Adding a mobile site. Holy moly. There was one business that we were looking at that was a gaming business. And they had an iPhone app, but they didn't have an Android app. Isn't that kind of dumb? So we want you to be looking at your mobile side of things and make sure that you have a real mobile site, and adding apps if possible as well, where it makes sense. That can easily double your business. And if you're not mobile friendly, you're out of business these days. So you want to make sure that you have that mobile friendliness and a site itself for both Android and iOS. An exit pop. You know, some of the simplest things like exit pops and where advertising is located on your page and things like that, super important. Split testing, where people don't even do that anymore. Crazy stuff. Adding additional payment options. Guys, if you're not, for example, if you're not taking PayPal, you're making a giant mistake. You know why? Because PayPal has something called at least for Americans now. PayPal is something called PayPal Credit. It used to be called Bill Me Later. It's financing. It's financing for your buyers where there's a price tag of anywhere from $99 and up. PayPal offers 6 months, no payment and no interest. Wouldn't it be great to be able to offer zero payment purchases on everything you got like the furniture companies do? Well, now you can. Now you can. Okay, and you'll see it in action today, as a matter of fact. So huge opportunity with PayPal, and a lot of people just aren't even thinking about it. It's something you totally want to do. Okay, how about an affiliate program? A lot of businesses don't even think about using affiliates, and frankly, your best affiliate will be your existing customers. So set one up. Adding a membership or continuity piece to this. A lot of these businesses sell one thing one time and they're done. Pretty stupid if you ask me, because it takes so much energy to find a client to begin with. That client should be coming back for more over and over again. So add membership or continuity. And also collaborate with complementary businesses. We call that integration marketing. You should be able to have a business automatically selling your stuff without even thinking. And we'll share with you how to do that, because integration marketing is a gigantic way to make a bunch of money. So question, do you think that just one of these tips could increase your profitability by about 20%? Just one of them, okay? But how about just a few of them put together? That's where it gets really exciting. So let's create, you ready for this? Let's create a 20x profit wheel. It's a 20x profit wheel. How many want to learn what a 20x profit wheel is? Just pop in the chat and go, I do. Okay, 20x profit wheel. This is one of my favorite things ever, and it's exactly what your future can be, and frankly, should be. How many are loving this so far? Okay, so let's keep going. Here we are. We're going to start out with one website. You'll buy one website for whatever it is, even if it's a $277 site. You got to start somewhere. Buy one thing. Now, by itself, it's like an island in the middle of nowhere, right? It looks very lonely here. So after the first site, we tweaked it a little bit, hacked it up a little bit, and increased its revenue just by doing some of the things I showed you. And by the way, there's a lot more that we want to do, but we'll do one at a time. Okay, so you're not insane, right? One at a time. Start with site number one. But now, if you turn that property around and you're making more money with it and you're happy, what would you do next? Any suggestions? What should we do next? What should we do next? Chris, what are they saying? What should we do next? We got one good one. What should we do next?
Buy another one.
Well, exactly. Buy another one. So let's buy site number two. And here's where it gets great. Site number two, you want to buy site number two in a complementary area. Okay, so that way site number two can sell to site number one, and people at site number one can sell to site number two. And now you automatically have a built-in joint venture partner, right? You have a built-in integration marketing partner, and now easily you can increase your business with each of those sites by a good 20%. Not everyone's going to buy, of course, but figure about 20% will play with you from site 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. I'm site 1 to 2, and well, anyway, we're going to go to site number 3 right now. But you see what we're going with this. Site number 3 sells to site 2, sends to site 1 and back and forth. And now you start getting really excited. So what do you do next? You buy site number 4. And here's where it really starts to pick up momentum, because now you've got economy of scale. And now there's site 5. And now you're looking at something that's almost atomic, right? It is just huge. This is how you build your retirement program in 18 months or less, you guys, because now you've got 5 websites that you bought over, let's just say it bought over a year, and each of them is growing dramatically because they're selling to each other and growing with each other and teaching each other. I mean, it's just huge. You don't need to go anywhere outside of your own business at this point, because now each of those sites is growing on each other. Can you see the possibility here? Guys, can you create a 20x profit wheel? I mean, is this fun? Are you as excited as I am? Because this, to me, is the absolute answer to how you get from where you are now to where you want to be, and to where you actually create the cash flow you want in 18 short months or less. Okay? So, question, you guys, would you like to get your hands on a complete checklist of 37 other ways we profit hack our sites? We're putting together, it's actually bigger than that now. We're putting together that whole list for everybody, because our students need to know how to do this, and we're putting it into our training. It's huge. So what's a profitable web business worth to you? What's a profitable web business worth to you guys in time? What's it worth to you just in giving you and freeing up your time? The growth time, all the time of the 2 months to too long that you told me it's taking to get you where you are now. What's the business worth to you in terms of creating your own freedom, so you can have the lifestyle that you want, so you can be where you want? For example, me right now being about to go to the beach, okay? Or the income that you're going to create, or just even the pride and confidence, so that when you're home and you're talking to your kids and your family, whatever, you know you got a business that's been around for a while, that's stable and steady and growing, okay? Bottom line, you guys, is that there's so much opportunity here. So question for you, what have we learned? What have we learned today? What are your big takeaways? Okay, we started out with secret number one, that they're easy to find, evaluate, and buy. All right, you've learned that you don't have to run it yourself, and probably you shouldn't run it yourself. And you've learned you can create instant, magnificent momentum, right? So, guys, what is your biggest takeaway of all these secrets that we've talked about so far? What is your biggest takeaway right now that you'd like to be able to implement in your business? What's your biggest takeaway? What's everybody saying, Chris? What's your biggest takeaway right now from what you've learned so far?
They said it's easier than they thought it was going to be. That they don't have to spend too much money on investing. So, especially since the website price is low.
Yeah, that's just for starters, you guys. Now, granted, you'll get started. You'll buy one for $500, $1,000, whatever that number happens to be. Okay, and remember, the same amount of work goes into a small one versus a big one, and of course, your numbers will grow. So, I'm going to recommend that you start out in an area that's comfortable for you, and then grow it, and you will. You will. So, my question for you guys is: would you like us to help you? Would you like us to help you build those businesses and build them fast? So if you do, pop in the chat and give me a big yes. And I know that we had limited time so far, and I ran pretty quickly because there's so much to cover. But have I done a pretty good job so far? So, and for okay, can I share with you how to get started? Okay, Chris, can we do that?
Yeah, everybody's saying yes.
Awesome. Okay.
Steve says yes. Jim says yes. Nice.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Awesome. Great. Okay. Well, guys, I took the risk. I made up a slide in advance. Here's what we're going to do for you guys. And this is brand new. Okay. This is absolutely brand new. We're creating something called the Digital Investment Empire Masterclass. It's going to be 6 weeks live training. Okay. Starting September 15th. So you can get through Labor Day, relax, get the kids to school. Okay. For those of you that are in that process. Okay. But we'll begin week of September 15th. Okay. Now, this training will be taught by a full faculty of experienced website investment professionals, not just me, but a whole team of people that I'm hand selecting to be in charge of the full curriculum. I've got people that are in charge of investment management. I've got people that are in charge of outsourcing. And so I'll take you through what the curriculum actually is, because this is pretty serious stuff. This is going to be the ultimate course on digital investing. That's what it's going to be. Okay. So module number one is all about getting started. And by the way, we're doing them live, and we'll do them in a webinar format, or either Hangout or webinar, probably Hangout actually. If you can't make it, I don't know what time of the day it'll be just yet, because again, it depends upon our faculty and their availability. But we will be recording everything, and you'll have lifetime access to it in the members area. So don't worry if you can't make the actual live classes. Okay. So module one is all about getting started. You learn to figure out what you're looking for and what your plan is. Remember, you may be buying websites and web businesses not for cash flow, but for customers, or for technology that you need, or for software that you want to be selling. So you're going to take a look at what the real advantage is and why you want to do it. You look at setting up your accounts, developing your investment criteria, and you'll start finding sites. So right now, in the first session, we'll take you through the fundamentals so that you're on the right path and you're not buying the wrong stuff. Because I know that you guys, a lot of you guys are going to start running into Flippa and start looking at things and go, oh, this is great, this is great. Sit tight, relax. We'll take you through the right way to do it, because you'll find that if you go there today, for example, and I encourage you, go check it out, but don't do anything, okay, until we get you started, because I want to make sure you start right. So that's module number one. And module number two, we'll go through evaluation and due diligence. You look at the types of sites that are out there, history, and look at their history and traffic. We'll evaluate their SEO and their marketing plans to make sure that they're right. And by the way, if you've avoided SEO, now's the time to actually put it into place. And we've got some great tools for that as well. We'll evaluate the front end revenue, the back end revenue, and what the potential revenue is as well. Then we'll jump in the third week to module number three, finding your investment money, your capital. So we'll talk about financing options. We've got, for example, for those of you in the US and in Australia, we actually have financing people that can help dramatically. One guy in the US that helps you develop lines of business credit of up to $250,000 where you can get zero interest and zero payments of $250,000 to invest in your digital businesses. Let me repeat that. Up to $250,000, zero interest, zero payments for at least your first 6 months to get your business off the ground and to go ahead and start investing. Gigantic. You're going to learn how to invest tax-free and also work with investors. One of the things I've been specializing in. Giant opportunities, you guys, to have unlimited ability to build that portfolio that you want. That's what I want you to be able to do, so that really, if we're looking at an 18-month retirement plan, it's doable. Okay, but you got to follow that strategy to make it work. You're not going to do it on just one website. Okay, module number 4: how to place your bids and work with brokers. Okay, so you learn the ins and outs of Flippa. We'll probably have someone from Flippa actually walking us through how to get the best bang from the buck with that site. You'll learn negotiation tips. You'll learn how to buy for the right price. You'll learn how to work with the sellers so that they will work with you and be different than every other buyer that's out there. Because most of the buyers, well, let's just put it this way: I'll teach you the way to have the seller love you, and that's a big advantage for you, especially after the sale. Then we'll go through in module 5 the closing and transfer of the actual property and how to protect yourself through the entire escrow process, because it is done through escrow. And we'll talk about how the deal actually gets consummated and move into your name, so the cash flow starts coming to you, the money comes to you that day. That's important. Got to make sure that the actual PayPal accounts and everything get transferred over to you. And module number 6, now that you own it, then what? Profit optimization. We'll go through the profit hacks. We'll look at automation hacks. Huge importance to add automation to it. Excuse me. We'll look at cross promotion, integration marketing, and joint ventures. Okay, that's what we're going to be looking at for you. So the masterclass will have a tuition of $997. Okay, and then we're going to add 2 more bonus modules to that. We'll be adding a whole bunch more things to that will be unadvertised. But module number 7 will be building your team. So we're going to spend the whole module on outsourcing, how to find full-time people, part-time people, contract people, and work with professionals to build your business so it lasts for the long term and really grow it, because you only want to work with A players. Then in module number 8, we're giving you 2 extra modules here. While I want you to hold these things, we talk about flippa.com, I don't want you to buy them, fix them, and flip them. I want you to hold them for income for your future. This is not about buying and flipping, because then that becomes just another business, not an investment. I want you to have the stable, steady income to last the rest of your life. So I want you to buy and hold. But you may discover that the business doesn't do what you want it to. You're bored with it. You don't like it. It doesn't fit your lifestyle, whatever it is. If you don't want it, then we'll show you how to get rid of it. So teach you how to evaluate it and value it, how to work with buyers, how to manage your liability when you sell it, and on and on and on, so that you can actually sell that business for the profit that you want and be done with it. Listen, everything in your portfolio is not going to be fantastic, right? We always work on averages. So there may be a few sites you just don't want. You'll learn to sell it and get the money out that you need. Okay. The value for those 2 extra modules, module 7 and 8, are $497. That'll be included with your tuition today. Also, you can have the access to our new private Facebook community. Brand new, we're just getting it started. So you learn to leverage with all the people that are involved all over the world, connect with buyers and sellers, get your questions answered, okay, and stay up to date. So this will be acting as pretty much like a live support area as well. So you have questions, pop into the chat, pop into Facebook, and not just me, but people of the team and all the other members will be able to jump in and help you as well. So that gives you a really great support system. And you know what? More than anything, if you're involved in Facebook and someone's bragging about a deal that they just did, isn't that a great way to motivate you to get off of your caboose and get something done? If you tend to be a little bit lazy or life gets in the way or whatever, what a great way to keep you motivated. But to be in the Facebook group, seeing people actually doing something, I mean, to me, it's a huge motivator, and you'll have access to that as well. It's a $50 a month membership benefit. It's yours. Okay, it's all included. So to kind of sum it up, you've got the masterclass at $997, bonus modules of module 7 and 8 for total the Facebook community for a total value of over $2,000. Okay, but there's more that I want you to have, because this really is about being the best possible training out there. So we're going to give you what I'm calling the kitchen sink optimizer framework. It will come with the training in a couple of weeks, and what that is going to be is the entire profit hack checklist. Okay, the kitchen sink of how you can optimize your site from joint venturing to ad placement to AdWords to, hacks and techniques. It's a $97 value. It's huge. Where you should put buy buttons on your sales pages, all the different tweaks that you should be putting into your business. You'll have that in the kitchen sink optimizer framework. I'm going to give you a hint in advance with this. You want to make sure that you do one a week, not one a day, but one a week, or you'll drive yourself crazy. So you'll want to start optimizing one by one, and you'll get that with the training. You're also going to get the pre-purchase protection framework. Say that 3 times fast. It's a $79 value, but the key to this is that before you buy any website, any business, you want to make sure you go through the proper checklist to make sure you get your due diligence done and do it right. Just like a pilot, before he or she takes the plane up into the air, they do a pre-flight. You'll be doing the pre-flight as well as a pre-purchase. So you'll make sure that everything's checked. If you miss something and you make a mistake, that's a problem. That's why we want to make sure that you use this checklist on everything that you do. Okay, so the entire offer is the masterclass, the bonus modules, the Facebook community, the frameworks, both of them, and that's a total value of over $2,200. But I'm going to give you more. We're going to give you master sessions. And some of these master sessions may be changing, but for right now they're scheduled to be a master session on integration marketing, which is a $197 value, a master session on how to use social media to generate sales, it's a $197 value. You're going to get a phenomenal training on how to use analytics to win the game. Okay, and that's KPI, key performance indicators. That's already been done with Gina Gaudio Graves, and you're going to get access to that. It's a $297 value. It will change your life. And I kid you not. And if numbers kind of make your head glaze over, you'll see why and why they're important to you in this training. A very special training. It's available to you in the members area immediately. You're also going to get a long-term monetization strategy as well. It's $197, and that's coming to you as well. And again, the master sessions, some of them will be pre-recorded. Some of them will actually be add-ons live for you. Okay, I know a couple of them already in the members area. Guys, we are building this out for you right now live. Okay, I kid you not. So the members area, right, I took a look at it earlier today before we started, and it is not, there's a few things in there that for some reason are duplicated. I think our programmers hit the clone button a bit too much. So you're going to be getting set up manually when you order today, and by Monday we'll have the members area populated with you with some of the master classes ready for you to start. But the full event actually starts September 15th. So you're going to get the master class, the bonus modules, Facebook community, the frameworks, the master sessions, all 4 of the master sessions. And again, there may be some more we add as well. It's over $3,000 right now of value in this offer, but I'm still not done. Okay, question for you guys is what would change in your life if you suddenly had a thriving business like now that threw off extra cash for you each day, each week, each month, each year, consistently and growing? What would that do to your whole level of lifestyle? What would that do to your level of self-esteem and confidence, knowing that now, you're already a leader in the business? You're not going to go to any of these internet marketing events and listen to everybody brag about what they're doing and have to, well, okay, this is how I used to do it. I used to sit in the back corner and I was like, I wish I was doing that, but I'm not, and feel like an imposter. Now you walk into these events, with your head held high, knowing you got cash flow, you got businesses that are years old. And when someone asks you how long you've been in business, the answer isn't, I just bought a website last week. It's, oh, we've been in business over 2 years. We've been in business 3 years, 4 years, 7 years, whatever it is, because it's your business. You own it. Okay. So the bottom line is you're in a completely different position than you are as a newbie, because you're no longer a newbie. Okay. You're no longer a newbie. This is a completely different way to play. How many like to play a bigger game? That's what this is. This is a bigger game and a better game. And listen, 90% of all new businesses fail. 90% of all new startups fail. So you have eliminated that whole learning curve, that whole failure curve. We blasted by it because we've already got the cars that already have the track record. They're already seasoned in, right? So that's what it is. It's like your shoes. When you first buy the shoes, they're stiff, but after a few weeks, they're settled in. Well, that's what this business is. This business is already working, moving, growing, and all the growing pains are gone. Okay, now you can take it to a whole nother level and put your own footprint in it, your own special spin to it. Okay, so one thing else I want to do too is I want to give you something super special that we're going to do for you in February. We're going to create for you Totalpreneur Live in February, just after World Love Week, actually just after Thanksgiving, not Thanksgiving, listen to me, Valentine's Day, that's it. So World Love Week Live, Totalpreneur Live, all together, it's going to be 3 incredible days in mid-February. I believe it'll be February 16, 17, 18, somewhere in that range, just after Valentine's Day. And we'll be holding it either in San Diego or in a little beach town in Mexico. We're working on the details right now, but it'll be 3 amazing days. The tuition on that is going to be $997. You'll get that complimentary with my compliments. Here's why I want you there, because this is where you're going to get to meet some of the brokers. You're going to get to meet fellow investors. You're going to get to meet thriving business people, sellers, perhaps other buyers as well, and really get to hang out and learn and compare notes. And you know what? At the end of the day, to celebrate your success. Because by then you should have bought at least 1, if not 2 or 3 businesses between now and then. And you should be there to celebrate your success. And we'll take you through so many different things that you need to learn to know to build and grow your businesses. Because it's really going to be about growing your business and a heck of a celebration. That's 3 days. In warm weather location, for those of you that are in cold weather locations come wintertime, you are going to love this event. We've got some great plans for you to do that. So can't wait to see you at TP Live, Totalpreneur Live. So everything together, you guys, the masterclass, the modules, the Facebook community, the frameworks, the master sessions, all of them, and Totalpreneur Live brings us up to over $4,000. Okay, guys, this blows away the returns of typical investing, says some of our people out here. But I got to tell you, it's not for everybody. It's not. You actually have to do something. You have to buy a site, and then at the end of the day, you want to monitor what you're doing. This is now a car you're buying. You're not buying the car in the garage. You're buying it on the highway already. Okay, so you've actually got to do something with it. If it's important to you, you will find a way to make this work, right? If not, you'll find an excuse. And now the cool thing is you got a business that's already working, so it is already happening. I interviewed Tommy Fryman just last week, actually. He lives in Finland, and he bought his first website a few years ago. He paid $700 for it. And this site, in his first month, brought in $800 gross, netted him $600 on his $700 investment. Now, he couldn't be more excited. And that site ended up growing on his heyday. I'll be posting this video, actually. I just haven't had a chance to edit it yet. But I think his biggest month was $1,500, netting him $1,000 on a $700 investment. Okay. Now, can you do that? Possibly, possibly not. It's up to you. But the bottom line is that they're there. They're absolutely there, and you can once you do it. So who does this work for? Who does this work for? People just starting their business. So those of you that were 2 months into it, beautiful way to go from 2 months to 2 years overnight, right? People that want to expand their business. Think about how quickly you can expand your business by having another business added to it that's already bringing in cash flow. People frustrated with their progress. Those of you that are a few years into it that just aren't where you want to be right now, well, guess what? Now you've got what you want. People that simply want to invest for a great return. There are some phenomenal ways to invest right now, and you don't have to be active. Learn the techniques and work with someone to do the work for you. We're actually putting together an investment fund where people will be able to invest with us, and they'll be passive, and they'll invest with us, and we'll find the deal, negotiate the deal, run the deal, and they'll get returns of 25% or more. So if that excites you, just put a note in the chat that you want to invest, and we'll talk with you about that later. That we're still putting together the fine tuning with the lawyers on how to do it properly. But that's coming. That's absolutely coming. And people that want to diversify their portfolio. If you're a real estate investor, you should absolutely be buying some websites. If you invest in stocks and bonds and currencies, you should absolutely be investing in digital businesses. Why? Because you want to make sure that you're ahead of the curve and years ahead of the pack. You want diversification. You want safety and stability, right? You got to have all that. So that's the whole bottom line, you guys. You got to stay ahead of things. Now, make sure that you're successful. I want to talk to you. I want to give you a one-on-one personal strategy session with me. Okay, with me. This is not going to be outsourced to a phone room or everything. This is going to be with me, which means I have to limit it to the first 10 people that are with us today. And there's a lot more than 10 of you. There's a lot of you here today. I can see the count, but I can't see the who's here, unfortunately, because my mouse is tied up. But bottom line is I've got to limit this. So this is the only scarcity that we have here, is that the first 10 of you that enroll with us today will get one-on-one specifically with me. And there's just so much of me to go around, you guys, and understand I live in Thailand. So for those of you on the Americas, there's a limited time frame for us to actually meet and talk to each other, given where I live. So the first 10 of you will get time with me where we'll talk about what you want to achieve, how you can achieve it, what your assets and strengths are, and how to capitalize on those so you can grow faster, better, and make a lot more money. So that's the first thing. Second thing I want you to have is a full month of a VA, of a virtual assistant, working with you from 123 Employee. Now, they can go through Flippa and search for criteria for you. They can help actually work in your site. They can do whatever you want, okay? And that's $147 value. You will get that included with my compliments and the compliments of my friend Davin Michaels. I've arranged specifically for that for you when you join the Digital Investment Empire Masterclass. So you're going to get the Masterclass and the modules and the Facebook community and the kitchen sink and the pre-purchase framework and the master sessions, all 4 of those, and you'll get Totalpreneur Live, and you'll get the strategy session, and you'll get the VA. We're now over $5,300. So do you guys see the possibilities here? You see that if you bought a website, or even just bought a second website, and it brought in $1,000 a month, listen to me carefully. If you bought a site and it brought $1,000 a month income, and you had a list of 10,000 people, okay, what could that do for you? What could that, imagine yourself. Let's take a look at this. Let's look at the math. If you have a 10,000 person list that you just acquired, and you sold a $50 product, okay? If you sent a mailing out to those 10,000 people and you had a 10% open rate, that brings you into 1,000 opens. If 10% of those people clicked, that's 100 people clicking. If 10% of the people that click buy something, that's 10 people buying a $50 product or a $500 improvement on that $1,000 income you were making. It's a 50% rate increase on what you were doing just by using a profit hack of sending out a mailing to promote your product, right? So your income went from $1,000 a month to $1,500 a month virtually overnight. Now keep in mind, by the way, that you will be cross-promoting to your other website and your other websites, which gives you another income boost of 50% from each other site you own. Do you guys see the possibilities here? What if you bought another site every other month and applied the strategy? What would happen to your income? Type in the chat. What would happen to your income if you bought another site every other month, every 3 months, every 4 months, and applied the strategy? What would that do to you money-wise? It would start to look like this. It would start to look like this. And that's where the power really is, you guys. Final question. If you made the annual income, you just typed in the chat, whatever that number might be, okay, after taking the Digital Investment Empire Masterclass, would it be worth investing $5,300? Assuming, by the way, you had the money. This is not, don't worry about having the money. Assuming you had the money, would it be worth doing? That's what I thought. Chris just typed to me. Yes. Awesome, you guys. What this means is that you want this program no matter what. It's just about the investment, right? And whether you can afford it or not. So let's take a look at that. Because if all it did was help you buy your first site making $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year, would it be worth it? Of course it would. If it got you focused on setting up a successful business much faster and shortcut that learning curve, would it be worth it? Sure it would. If it made you self-confident with a business you could be proud of, that you could brag about, would it be worth it? Guys, you know what you paid for online education. We've talked about it already, right? You know you spent thousands of dollars, most of you. Okay, and what has that return been so far? Well, we're still searching for the right thing, right? Over how long? So bottom line is it's time to leverage that education and training, which is why it's such a great deal at 5302. But you're here with me right now, and I love you guys, and especially since you're spending Friday afternoon. So at 5302, I'm going to give you a $3,300 discount right now. That's the webinar discount. So that brings the final sale price to the public of $19.97. But here's the thing. This is a brand new course. We're creating it specifically for you, which means I need track record. I need people to brag about what they've learned. I need people that can give me great testimonials. So here's what I'm willing to do. If you're willing to share your experience with us and give us your case study and your success after the training is over, after you apply what you're doing, and trust me, we're gonna help you make sure that you're successful. I want your case study. I want to brag about you. So if you're willing to do that, type in the chat and say, yes, I am, okay? And then we will give you an additional $1,000 off on the training. You'll be able to get everything here that you see on your screen, okay? All of it, every single thing, Totalpreneur Live, the strategy session, the VA, everything, 5302. Okay, you'll get the discount of $19.97, but I will also give you $1,000 credit in advance. Okay, I'll take your word that you'll play. Okay, today, $9.97 for everything you see here on the screen. It'll be $9.97. All you need to do is go right now to tpcourses.com, and Chris will pop that in the chat for you. Go to tpcourses.com/empire. tpcourses.com/empire. Now remember, I want to brag about you. So whether we do a video or you just type me in a case study or whatever, I want to be able to brag about your success. I want your case study to actually appear in our marketing, our promotion. And heck, that could promote your business, right? So be happy to promote your business. $9.97 right now today. Now, guys, just because I love you, there's more, and I couldn't resist sharing that picture with you. I want you guys coming to Totalpreneur Live. Absolutely want you coming to Totalpreneur Live. But I also recognize that a lot of you have people that you work with, whether business partners or family, and I don't want you to leaving that other significant person home alone. So I want you to bring one additional person, your spouse or business partner. Bring them with my compliments. Okay, bring them with you. So that way you get to double network. That way both of you get to participate in here together, and that way nobody's feeling left out. So when you join us today, you'll get that as an extra bonus for being with me live here today on this webinar. I will not be offering that in the future. That is not our plan to offer in the future. So right now, that is our special offer for you guys. Okay. In the future, we'll be selling this separately. Okay. So altogether, you've got the masterclass, the modules, the Facebook community, the frameworks, all of that, everything you're seeing here right now, all of it, the VA, Totalpreneur Live, it's $6,000, $6,299. Every bit of it right now, you guys, you can get today, right now, for $997. Now, listen, I understand that for a lot of you guys, you may want to do payments on this, and that's totally cool. You can absolutely do payments. Okay, so go to tpcourses.com/empire, and here's how we're going to do it. First of all, I want to remind you that everything we do is a 30-day guarantee. So if you're not thrilled and excited, not to worry, let us know. We'll get your money back within 30 days, right? So that goes without saying with us. But I talked to you earlier about PayPal credit. So today, when you go to tpcourses.com/empire, you'll see on the bottom of the page, you'll see the ability to pay with PayPal credit. Okay, and if you're in the U.S. or have a U.S. PayPal account, you can use that. You apply for it, and if they approve you, it's zero interest, zero payments for the next 6 months. Okay, and I made a little video for you on the right side of the screen there that teaches you how to use it. If you have any questions, a little tutorial. So you can use PayPal credit. And by the way, again, since it's only for Americans, I apologize if you don't qualify for it. But if you don't, no worries. What we'll do is we'll also offer you a 3-payment plan. If you scroll down further on that page, you'll see 3 easy payments of just $397. Okay, 1 payment today of $397, and then the next 2 months you'll get a successive payment of $397 as well. So you can start for as little as $397 and begin with us immediately, guys. Okay, so that's how it's going to play out. First training begins September 15th. You'll start seeing some of the master classes in your members area beginning on Monday. If not sooner. So you'll have access to that. We will be setting you up manually in our system. Okay. So bottom line, you guys, is what kind of person are you? Are you excuse oriented or results oriented? Do you look for problems or do you look for results? If you're my kind of results person, you are going to love this training. Okay. At $997, it's a steal. When you consider what this will do for you in terms of saving you time, money, energy, effort, bringing you the pride that you want in your business, I can't think of anything that's a better way of getting you the results that you want than this program. And again, this is going to be the ultimate expert program with some of the leaders in the digital investment business. Now, if you guys have any questions, happy to answer them. And we will do Q&A. But if you have other questions that relate to how you're going to get it purchased, financed, or whatever, specifically about purchasing and getting involved in this training, give us a call. Call our voicemail line. It's 619-438-0002. It's a Google Voice number, so it's fully secure. No one hears that message but me or Chris. And we'll talk with you about how to get you started. Now, make sure you leave a message that is detailed and spell your name and your email address very carefully and clearly so we can understand who you are, and a full area code and your number, and tell us where you are so we know what time zone to call you in. Also, again, this is not a coaching line. This is not a chat line. This is to help get you into the program, okay? So what I need to do to qualify everyone is just put your credit card number in the voicemail as well with your expiration date. We will not charge that number. That just makes you serious, okay? After we have our conversation, if it's right for you, then either you can do it yourself or we'll just process it directly for you, up to you, okay? But that will get you into the program, and it'll also preserve your spot in the program when you leave us that voicemail message. Okay, so we've never done this before. We just started doing this, and I think it's a great way to give you a little bit of extra help to get into the program. So guys, here it is. It's $997, tpcourses.com/empire. I invite you to come and join and play with us. And again, you need to be able to get this offer by actually joining us today at tpcourses.com/empire. Are there questions, Chris, that we can answer? We'll take questions now. Who's got some questions? I'm happy to get questions answered.
I'll go through the.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go through the payment questions first.
Sure.
Jim asked, how long is the offer available to, and is the bonuses? Because he went to the page, says the bonuses available all the way until Sunday.
Yeah,
until the timer goes off.
I'm going to keep the bonuses, Jim, available till Sunday. I can tell you that if we have more than, I don't know the numbers just yet, but when we reach our 10 people for strategy sessions, that bonus will go away, of course, because that's just on a limited time. But the rest of them, I will keep for you till Sunday night. But at that point, all bets are off. The price will remain the same. I'm not going to jump the price up, but bonuses will go away. Okay, so that's how we'll play with that. So that's how we'll do it. I may be adding. In fact, I know we'll be adding more bonuses. We'll be adding some more master sessions for you guys. I just don't know what they are yet, so I couldn't put them into the offer. But there'll be some more things that come to add more value for you. I want you guys to be successful. Remember, this is the beginning of a relationship, and it's the beginning of this training. And at the end of the day, for us, we want you investing in the big stuff. We want you growing your business big. Well, I want to brag about you. I want to brag about you. So yeah, till Sunday night, midnight Pacific is how it's going to play. So no problem there. Other questions?
Yeah. Oh, Mark, that download the slides
Oh
link
yes,
at the bottom
does
won't work because the slides aren't updated yet, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit.
right. Unfortunately, I've
I don't
got
know
a
what the time frame is, Ken.
I've
An
got
hour?
it may be tomorrow morning actually. I've got a really slow internet connection here at this hotel, so it's going to take me a while. There's a video that some of you saw that was a 9-minute video. It took 3 hours to upload. So as soon as I can get it up for you guys, I will. But it'll be on the bottom of that page, and we'll have that link activated within the next probably 12 to 24 hours. So I apologize for not having it available to
Okay.
you right now. Yeah, we just had some connection problems here earlier.
Jean-Luc wants to know. Oh, I was gonna say, Jean-Luc wants to know for the 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 available for like the financing.
Yeah.
Is it available for in Canada as well?
Jean-Luc,
Because I guess he's based in Canada.
c'est dommage, my friend. C'est dommage. No, PayPal has told me that they're going to be expanding it, but they haven't done so yet. So the financing with PayPal credit is U.S. PayPal accounts only. So for you, if you need financing, then do our 3 payment plan at $397, and that's what I recommend for you right now. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't control that piece of it. Okay, what else do we got?
Okay, and then I got one kind of in the beginning.
Okay.
So Will asked if
Hey,
people
Will.
are not people if the websites are profitable, then why do people give them up? Is there any specific reason?
Oh, absolutely. I answered that earlier, and I'm happy to go through it again. Here's the thing. People will sell for a variety of reasons. We've seen people selling websites because, well, they want to buy a house and they can't buy the house on cash flow. They need cash for the down payment. So let's sell the business because it'll give me the cash I need. Or they're bored and they want to focus on something else, or they're not interested in it anymore, or they're getting a divorce, or I mean, you name it. There's every reason in the world. For us, if it's making money, I don't want to sell it. I mean, I don't want to kill the goose that laid the golden egg. I want the cash flow rather than just the cash. Because once you get the cash, then what are you going to do with it? You still got to reinvest it. So why not? In my view, want to keep it forever. But people are selling things for a wide variety of reasons. Some of them, of course, are selling it because they haven't got a clue what to do with it and don't know what they're doing, and they haven't seen all the benefit that they've got. So we'll take you through the reasoning behind that, but those are some of the reasons. I mean, I want you to maintain a level of skepticism, but at the end of the day, it's the numbers that are going to prove whether it's a good deal or not the reasoning, but actually what that site does. And we'll take you through the whole due diligence area to make sure that what you're doing is the right thing. So that's going to be the most important part, is making sure that you buy right. Okay. I mean, right now it's sexy, and I know a lot of you guys are running to Flippo and you're looking around, you're getting excited, and that's great. But don't do anything yet. Wait till Module 1 and Module 2. Okay. Wait till Module 1 and Module 2. I promise you, it'll be worth the wait, because you got to buy it right. You got to buy it right. So, other questions?
Yeah, I got one more. Ashley just wrote for when you're looking at specific sites, do you guys provide any tools or training in terms of trying to figure out whether or not a site is right to buy?
Yeah, that's all going to be, you're going to find that in Module 1, 2, and part of Module 3. Okay, so we'll be going through all that. And of course, in the Facebook community, if you've got something you're looking at, pop in there and let's take a look at it. Part of the code of ethics is going to be that no one steals each other's deal. But if you're working with in Flippa, for example, it becomes bid. It becomes a bid scenario. But I want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. So we'll be happy to do that in the live trainings. Bring your questions to the live trainings and ask our experts. Ask our faculty. That's what we're here for. So the answer is absolutely. I want you doing solid deals, right? And that's why the Facebook community has been put in place, so that it lasts long beyond the live sessions. Now you guys are in right now for the live event. After this training has been done and recorded, it will no longer be a live training. It will be a pre-recorded, packaged event. We'll put everybody into the Facebook community and so on. But you guys get in right now for the best value ever because it's live. It's not a pre-recorded, pre-packaged anything. And again, we'll be marketing this in the future for $19.97 as a masterclass with different bonuses, but won't have all the benefits you guys have. Because again, what I need from you to help me is your case study. So it's to my advantage to make darn sure that you're successful, and you better be. So that's what we're looking for. So any other questions that I can take care of? It looks like
I got another one.
Okay.
Dave was just asking, for a typical website, how do you gauge I guess on Flippa, on whether or not the typical ROI is correct, like that rate of return is correct? I guess on I guess how to verify stats is what he's asking.
Okay, well, yeah, verifying stats is different from what the ROI is, because the ROI will depend upon your price and what you also put in. If you're financing it, your ROI is going to be a whole lot different than if you just paid cash, right? So completely different way you're looking at it. But we'll walk you through the due diligence area of that. But bottom line is, in most cases, what you're going to do is you're going to have the seller on a Skype call, and he or she will share his or her screen with you and walk you through the Google Analytics. They'll walk you through their bank account. They'll walk you through their merchant account. They'll walk you through their web hosting and so on, so you can see live for yourself. It's very, very, very difficult for anyone to scam that when you're live, right? So that's how you're going to make sure. One of the ways you're going to make sure that what you have is right. We will also introduce you to some of the companies that actually do that for you, so that you don't have to do all the work yourself. Okay. Because that's the key. But the verification part is extremely important. If you don't verify, you're crazy. So you will absolutely do it. It's sort of like trust but verify. So it looks like I'm just kind of seeing what's been popping through with my notifications on my phone here. It looks like we've got a few people that are already in. So I want to say congratulations to Anessa. I want to say congratulations to Nick, Jesse. Congratulations, welcome aboard. Tim is in. Sally is in. Scott is in. Congratulations, you guys. Welcome aboard. And again, as I said, we're setting you up manually in our system, so just look for an email over the next few hours. And then by Monday, we'll have the members area ready for you, and you'll see a couple of master classes in there, or master sessions rather. And then the rest of the material will follow through the beginning of September as your live trainings begins. So be aware that it will be coming in over the next little bit. This is brand new, being developed just for you. So it looks like Ted just popped in. So congratulations, Ted. So yeah, this is fantastic. You will love it. Any other questions here, sir?
Yeah, cool. I just saw on the chat that Christina's in.
Okay.
And then also, Roger just had a question. When is there going to be a recording, and when will it be available?
Okay, for you guys, because you're here, we are recording this, and Chris has better internet connection than me, so he will upload it. You will find the recording located on that page on tpcourses.com/empire. So you'll see it right there. Okay. So yeah, congratulations, Christina. I just got the message as well. So that welcome aboard. Congratulations. So yeah, you'll see that posted, so you can look at it again and share that with friends. It'll be posted, I would say, within the next few hours. Look, you'll find it there. We do not make the recording available to the general public normally. Okay, but we've been getting so many questions on this one that, and honestly, I'm so excited about this program. I mean, I got to tell you, this is going to be our crowning program, because to me, at the end of the day, I mean, when I look at our customer base is me. I mean, if you think about that, I identify with you, and I identify with you because I've had years of struggle. I've had tons of money invested and results that have been less than what I've wanted. I've been through hell and back. I've lost a bunch of money and been through that pain and suffering. I want the easy way. I want you to have the easy way. Okay, and that's what you all deserve, right? So that's where I live, and I want you to have that very same thing. So to me, the whole idea of being a digital investor and having great rates of return and great yields is just the most fantastic thing ever. So I want you to have that for you immediately. Okay, and that to me is the best way to do it, is to have that as yours. So that's what we're going to do. And I couldn't be more excited for you to play with us on that. I know it will be worth your while. I know that when you begin your investing career and look at yourself in a different way, you'll make a lot more money and be a lot happier. And that's the name of the game. In fact, I shot a video this morning. I had breakfast, and you'll see it next couple of days when I post it. But I shot a video at this great breakfast place I go to here. I haven't been there in over 5 years, and they had the most incredible poppy seed Danish. I've got to tell you, Cafe et Beige is the name of the place. But as I was putting the planning together for today, I realized that sometimes when we plan our day, we don't make among the plans we have. We don't plan to have fun. We don't plan to enjoy the day. I think we need to do that. And this strategy, this technique, this whole mindset of being a digital investor, of going out and actually buying your way into success, to me is the fastest way to fun, the fastest way to results, the fastest way to profit, and the fastest way to ultimately your retirement. I just don't see any other way that's better. And I'll tell you why. Because all the things that we've promoted over the years and will continue to promote, all the different strategies, whether it be split testing or using video marketing or any of that other stuff that's out there that we're all investing in, all that relies on having a digital business that throws off money. You can't split test if you're only having traffic of 100 people coming in a month. That does nothing. So all these other things, all these other strategies that we'll be talking about moving on to the future, all depend upon having a thriving business to support it, to work with it, to use it. And now we have it. Now we have the shortcut right in. So a lot of people here that don't see it, a lot of people here that won't play, that won't take the step, and that's fine. This isn't for everybody. But for those of you that are in and that are joining us, oh my gosh, how cool is it going to be for us to play a bigger game and win faster, win bigger, and get the results that we want? I just, honest to God, I can't think of a better way. So, in advance, for those of you that haven't hit the button yet, or about to, or setting yourself up over the weekend, I want to congratulate you in advance for deciding to play a bigger game and be the bigger you, because that's what this is about. This is about being the bigger you, being the you want to be. And wait till you get to TP Live, to Totalpreneur Live in February. Oh my gosh, it's going to be one giant celebration of the bigger you, because that's who you are. This is about giving you the ability to be who you are on your terms. It's really that big of a deal. So in advance, congratulations. Any other questions, Chris? Any other questions?
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's all the questions.
Awesome. Okay, you guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm looking forward to having you on board. And for those of you whose names, if I didn't catch your name, I apologize. And again, I'm sorry I couldn't get into the chat. I've got to figure this piece out, Chris. We got to figure out why I can't use my mouse. But nonetheless, I hope this has been great for you. Thank you again for joining us. We will see you on September 15th. And between now and then, look for your emails to give you some of the welcome stuff and welcome benefits. And thank you once again. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll see you in the training. Welcome aboard. So thanks, everybody. And Chris, I can't even close it out.